I said earlier that President Roosevelt had worked hard at keeping the U.S. out of war. He even campaigned on it for his reelection. But Germany was trampling through Europe, colluding with the Soviet Union, Italy, and Japan to carve up and occupy countries like a game of Risk. Japan had already invaded China, controlling most of Manchuria since 1931. Poland was the first to fall to Germany in September 1939, followed by Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and France between April and May of 1940. Countries like Bulgaria, Hungary, and Romania partnered with Germany to create what was called the Axis. By fall of 1940, Italy invaded Egypt and Greece. However, one alliance eventually crumbled when in November 1941, Germany betrayed the Soviet Union by using Finland and the Axis to invade key cities in Russia. Britain was the holdout, protected somewhat by the English Channel from an invasion, but still vulnerable from the air. Plus, with German occupation of France, it's only a matter of time before the Germans attempt to cross the Channel. The country is growing weaker financially. War is expensive, and with their cash and gold reserves exhausted, Britain is in dire need of aid only the U.S. can provide. And Roosevelt provided that aid after a few concessions from Britain. He gave them 50 destroyers through a Destroyer for Bases agreement and passed H.R. 1776, Lend-Lease Act, an act to promote the defense of the United States, which he signed in May 1941. This act permitted the lending of supplies to Britain, and payment would take the form of certain considerations to occur post-war in lieu of cash. The Lend-Lease Act would help Britain and 29 other countries that included the Soviet Union, China, Australia, and New Zealand at a cost of $50 billion. Not only did the U.S. provide clothing, fabric, and leather goods for uniforms and non-perishable food items, the U.S. also provided tools to build roads and airstrips and military hardware that included aircrafts, tanks, and ships. The only problem with this generosity is that when it came time to enter the war, the U.S. was short on resources because Roosevelt had helped out Britain.